You're carrying the cup when you're coming back. Did you expect that kind of a reception?
Not at all.
Under 19.
We had no idea sitting in Townsville that this would be happening back home. And obviously that time we were not so. These days social media is so much, but that time obviously there was not so much of social media, no Instagram, nothing like that. So we had no clue what was happening in India. And obviously also I just knew that people were coming home. There were reporters outside my house and all those things, but never knew the magnanimity of what had happened when we won the World Cup. That night we enjoyed there in Townsville, went out. The moment we landed in Mumbai was a different story altogether. So many people giving us reception at the airport, and sort of we became household names in no time, and it was different, very different. I mean, life suddenly changed the moment I landed in India.
Before under 19 days to under 19 and then going on to captain India A, now the captain of Uttarakhand. You've always enjoyed captaincy, isn't it?
See, it has come very naturally to me because I think leadership is not about it's more about setting examples, being at your very best every day, and that's what my life principles have all been about. It's about inspiring yourself and people around you. It's about giving them more power.
Okay.
It's about making them leaders themselves, and these qualities probably have always been in me in terms of anything I do. I make sure that I'm trying to give my best in that. I try and share my experiences, my values with everyone, so we are on the same field. Goes on for my very close friends, to my teammates, to anyone else I meet. So I think it is something because of the habits which have been inculcated in me since the very beginning. I've tried to do that on the field as well, and it has come very naturally to me. I grew up leading my school teams and my club teams, so it started pretty early, and then obviously in my state teams I got to lead as well.
Yeah.
In the under 19 Delhi for Delhi state, and then eventually India under 19. So yeah, I've sort of enjoyed it as well. It brings out the best in me, honestly. My performances go next level when I lead as compared to when I'm playing. Maybe because I think it's more about responsibility. You're thinking more about the team. You're more involved. The intensity is more. So the focus goes off yourself. Sometimes, and that's very important.
Happy with the under 19 team's performance this time round?
I think they played really well. Yeah, played really well. Unfortunately, could not finish on the winning side, but nonetheless they put on a great show. I think one of the factors was that because the other guys did not get to bat a lot, because obviously Yashasvi was doing so well, and the other guys also chipped in. So if you look at it, before the finals, the other guys did not really get to bat a lot. So especially when you bat on a big occasion without having prior match practice,
Okay.
batting time in the middle, it shows off. I think you could see a bit of rustiness in the other guys,
Okay.
as compared to Yashasvi, and I think Saxena was also playing well, because these guys were batting in every game. Other guys were not able to bat because they were batting down the order, and these guys to finish the game off for the team. And eventually when it came in the finals, I could feel that they were not very. They were a bit rusty and not very much on the A game. But otherwise, I think brilliant performances. Barring this game, they could have easily, I'm sure, 9 out of 10 times they would have won this game. But nonetheless, that's why the pressure is different. A final is a final, and
Across levels, this can happen, isn't it? Even the India senior team up against New Zealand, Rohit was batting so very well throughout the World Cup that the middle order was a little iffy, wasn't tested enough for the big game.
that happens, and I mean that's why it's important. Again, it's we talk about mental preparation.
Yeah.
This is also where it comes in, because obviously for a middle order batsman, it's frustration if you're not getting enough batting time.
Okay.
And when you get to do that, and that comes on a game which is a do or die game, that's when you have to make sure that you make it count. So that's why it's important to stay in a good zone. That's where I think someone who does really well is MSG.
Okay.
I think he really has that. I mean, obviously, as compared to others, he doesn't get much of batting time, but you'll always find him more or less in the same zone whenever he plays. More often than not, he's on the successful side.
Very nice. Yeah. Keep it simple. It's one thing that I learned from reading your article recently for wisdom.
I try to. I won't say that I do it that well. I do complicate it at times, but I try to make it simple because that's what the key is. And I won't say that. See, writing something is something which I've experienced over the years, and you still have to work towards it. And you're always working towards it. It's not just that one fine day you get a sort of an enlightenment and you say that, okay, fine, now I've reached nirvana, I'll be in this keep it simple, silly sort of mode, and in that zone you have to keep working towards it. There are days when you don't do that, but then it's all about coming back. It's all about making sure that you keep it simple, even when the odds are against you, stacked against you, even when things are not going well, even when there is too much of external stimuli things. You make sure that you keep it simple. So that's what we work for every day, and I do that as well.
Well, Unmukt, it's very important to unlearn, you say.
Yeah, you got to do that because we are constantly learning so much that we forget the basics. We forget why we started this game, what we are, because there's so much of external information in every way possible that we somehow it's very easy for us to now get access to people, get access to their things, and that's where we lose ourselves. That's why it's important to unlearn, because you got to stick to things which work for you. Many things. I have been on a for me also, because I've always been very curious about batting. I read about it, I talk about it, and sometimes I get too much involved in batting dynamics, technique, and all those things, in which it sometimes makes me lose focus from the bowler's hand. And so technique is again a very overrated thing. We talk about it, we change ourselves so much, trying to learn different ways. People keep telling you do this, do that, and again you lose your things. And so that's what I try to unlearn, because I want to be my own raw natural self, which I always was. And I feel that I play better when I'm in that.
All right, Unmukt, any crazy fan moment? A moment with the fans, let's put it this way.
Yeah, I mean, again, there have been many special moments. I've got some really organic fans, fan followings, and I call them family, not fans, because they mean a lot to me, because they have always stuck in at all times. Sometimes when things are not going so well for me, they are still there with me. So you get to know that these guys really want me to do well. They really look up to me, and it's very special. Yeah, I mean, I get so many cards, very special cards made on my birthdays, on various occasions, and it's very special to see that so much of effort goes into making, I mean, some unbelievable cards, some crazy gifts they send across, and I mean, crazy gifts, as in, especially the cards which I get, it's a lot of, they write so much, and then they make it in a way where you have to open one thing and the other opens up, pops up, something or the other pops up. It's like a magic show going on. And then I also really feel I get surprised to see that some of my very, very private photos I have not, I mean, how did it get get to them, and they know everything about my life and all those things. So it's something which take efforts. I can just put it under the table. People put in a lot of efforts. There was a girl who even got a tattooed my name tattooed on her.
Okay.
So that was very special. I was like, oh my god, is this happening?
All right, Unmukt. Rapid fire round now.
Right.
14 required of the last over. Let's put it this way. Then you get into the zone. First one. One player you would want to spend the lockdown with. I'll ask you again. One player you would want to spend the lockdown with.
MS Dhoni.
MS Dhoni. Why?
He'll help me in the process of simplifying things.
Okay.
He keeps it very simple. I mean, he knows what he needs to do. I remember we playing against a match against Jharkhand this time, and he had come into bat after almost 4-5 months. He had gone for this. He had gone to serve in the army, and then after the World Cup, and then after 6 months he was picking up his bat, and then he was still playing so well.
Okay.
On not so good wicket during practice sessions, and his mindset is very clear. He knows what's happening. He will not beat around the bush. Basically,
Okay.
he knows what he needs to do. He'll attack that point, and he'll chill otherwise. So he keeps it very simple.
One person you wouldn't want to spend the lockdown with.
Someone who thinks a lot. No, there are many players there. There are many players.
All right. If you had to pick one,
Don't let me do this. Yeah.
your favorite cricket shot.
Square cut.
Square cut. Okay. You love bounce on the wicket, don't you?
I love fast pitches, tracks where the ball comes onto the bat.
Favorite fielding position, if not slips.
Point.
Right.
Point
The
covers.
most superstitious. Okay. Point and covers.
Point covers, yeah.
A movie that you were inspired by.
Bhag Milka Bhag.
Idol outside cricket.
Many, yeah. DJ, this guy, Dwayne Johnson.
Okay. Toughest bowler that you've played.
Though I have just played 2-3 balls, but I felt Mitchell Stark.
Okay.
Especially bowling around the wicket, so it's either a bouncer or a yorker. And he's quick.
The best innings that Unmukt has played, according to Unmukt.
My first 100 in the Ranji Trophy against Railways at Roshnara.
Okay.
I got a 150. The team, when we just took the first innings lead, team scored 250. And I batted the whole day on a difficult track. Bowlers against me were Sanjay Mangar, JP Yadav, and these guys, Anurit Singh, these guys, yeah.
JP Yadav, the pacer who represented India.
Right.
Yeah.
He is very good with the red ball. I mean, he swings the ball both ways. He is like a, we call that, pakka khiladi.
Dearest cricketing moment so far. Dearest cricketing moment so far.
What do you mean by dearest?
Something that you'll always cherish. Something you'll never let go. The last thing that you would want to see before you close your eyes every day.
Probably my under-19 victory. That was something very special. Holds a lot of relevance to me, to my teammates, to the coaches, to the Indians. Very special because it was the culmination of a 3-year long journey. So it was more of an emotional moment, not the winning, but the fact that it was the last game together. It was the end of our journey. Was something which was very special. So it was more of a heavy heart because I knew that we won't be playing together again as a team ever from that moment onwards.
Okay. Now the last question. You need 4 to win, alright? If Unmukt wasn't a cricketer, then what would he be now?
When I was in school, in my scrapbooks, I used to write engineer.
Okay.
Which no way I would do that now. But I mean, उस समय software engineers का बड़ा वो चल रहा था, so I said software engineer.
Okay.
I don't know why I wrote that. Okay, but no way. That's cut. Then if you spoke to me 2-3 years back or even now, I would do something related to, if not a cricketer, something related to travel.
That's all we have for you, Unmukt. But thank you very much for joining us on Championz Online with Suhas Vedam, brought to you by Crackbuzz. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Thanks, Suhas. Yeah, it was very nice. Thank you. Good stuff.
And I really hope you continue to write as well, because we'll be expecting a second, third book from you, and continue to play those cut shots and drives too, because we love watching you bat.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Take care. We'll meet you soon.
Thanks, Suhas.